Hey guys, so I am, as you can tell from the title of this video, I am going to a book sale, a big book sale, about 20,000 or so books according to them. So I'm headed there right now, driving there, so I won't be looking into the camera very much because I'm driving, but I can at least talk and hopefully you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me because I am in the car on the freeway, so it's kind of loud. So I just want to talk about book sales. I don't go to that many these days, but they are a great place to find books for FBA. So I'm heading to one and just want to talk a little bit about book sales in general and kind of the strategy and that sort of thing. So this is actually technically the second day because they had a preview yesterday, but there still should be some good books. At least based upon my past experience of going to this particular book sale, I found a good amount of FBA worthy books on the second day, or the first day for the general public, and the second day of the sale. So tomorrow they'll have a bag sale where they'll charge I think $2 a bag or $1, I'm not sure, and you can fill up the bag with whatever you want for that amount of money. So today they'll have the normal prices, and it's going to vary. I'm mostly, I'll buy hardcover, but I'll probably go and look for a lot of the paperbacks because they're a little cheaper. Unless I find a valuable hardcover, then I'll definitely buy it. But the prices, I believe, are anywhere from 50 cents to $1, maybe a little bit more for paperbacks, and hardcovers are probably $1.50 and up. So I'll go there with my KDC scanner and see what I find. Basically, the strategy for me, because so I haven't been to this sale in a year. They have it twice a year, and I didn't go earlier. I missed that one, but I did go a year ago, and I don't remember exactly how many books I found, but I usually find at least 50 plus. I'm hoping to find at least 40 to 50 today. We'll see. So the strategy is just, it's a big book sale, and there's a lot of different sections that I would love to hit up kind of at the same time if I could have, five different people scanning for me. But I'm only one person, so I can only go to one section at a time. So a lot of people, they'll just rush to the educational or textbook, school-related kind of informational section. A lot of the booksellers will, or resellers. So that'll probably be swamped with people. So I'll just kind of, thanks. Someone said good luck at the High Desert Bar. Good luck at the sale. Thank you. I'll probably head to maybe just a nonfiction section and start there. Usually where I go. And then I'll kind of hit up everything else as I go along, because you'll be surprised by how many people don't or miss good books. So that'll be kind of my strategy. I hope there'll be enough left there, but there should be, because it's just a lot of books. And it'll be interesting for me to see how many resellers there are, book resellers, after the increased FBA fees. Because a year ago, the fee increase had not happened yet, so there was still the same sellers getting the same profits and that sort of thing. So with the new fees earlier this year in February and March, the new FBA fees, I think it got rid of a lot of people that didn't want to pay the extra 25-30% on top of what they were already paying for FBA. So I'll be interested to see if there's the same amount of people, because usually, honestly, there's like a dozen or more resellers at this book sale, because it's such a big sale. And you can tell if someone's new because they don't kind of know where to look, and they might not have a scanner, and they might just be using the Amazon app. But regardless, there's enough books to go around. I mean, it would be awesome to be able to go and just have at it, without other resellers. But if I get 50, someone's bumper is falling off their car. If I get 50 books, even if I get 40 to 50, I'll be happy. But if I get 50 plus, I'll be really happy about that. So it has to do more with the competition and the amount of books there than how fast I can scan or how good I am at going to the right sections. There's just not you know, there's only so much I can do in such amount of time, even with a scanner, in a certain amount of time, even with a scanner. So, so that's my strategy. Also, another thing is, you know, you can bring your own bags, or you should bring your own bags or boxes. Some sales, they'll give you boxes or even bags, but usually boxes. So I brought a little cart, what do you call it? Little like dolly cart that I can put, I have a tall box and another tall one inside of it, just in case I get a lot. And so I'll bring that along and have it with me and just slowly start to fill it up. This one has, they'll have a section where you can put your stuff, your boxes of books if you're getting a lot of them, and they'll watch them for you, so that's good. But I'll just bring that along. Something to think about. You always want to bring something to put your books into. Clearly, don't go empty-handed, especially if you're a reseller and you plan on trying to get a lot of books there. So that's another thing to consider. And you always want to bring cash, because usually these places only accept cash, and this is a place that only accepts cash as well. So it's a friends of a library book sale, and that's usually what the deal is with these. And they say that they're always new books at the sales, which is good. And this is only twice a year, so this place has a lot of books. I mean, 20,000 is a lot. I've never been to one of those that has 50,000 or 100,000 that has like a warehouse, but for down here, for where I live, this is a pretty good sized, kind of on the larger end spectrum of book sales. Usually go to ones that have like 10,000 or so, but this has much more. So yeah. So let's see, what other good things to consider when going to a book sale? I mean, this one's so big that you can't really. I mean, you can always try to build a relationship with the friends of the library, or see if it's a place that's willing to give you their books after the sale. Because the thing is though, I've been there on the last day on the bag sale towards the end, and there are a lot of books left, like thousands of books. And if you're doing eBay, it could be worth it to build a relationship and say, oh, well, I'll take all of those other books that you didn't sell, I'll come and pick them up in a truck and haul them away for you for free, and see if they're willing to do that. But you know, it just varies, just depends on where you are and kind of relationship you can build. But that's an option too. And you might even find some FBA books or merchant fulfilled worthy books at in the bunch after everybody's gone through them, especially if you get them for free or for next to nothing. So so yeah, that's another thing to consider, especially if it's a smaller book sale. If there's only like 5,000 or less books and there's not that many resellers, and it's a smaller area, then you might have a better chance of building that relationship and being able to get some books for free. Because to a lot of these places, they're gonna, you know, maybe donate them to I don't even know where, to I mean, they might give them to a recycler, but I doubt it. I think they're more likely to donate it to a thrift store or something along those lines, or some sort of organization that gives away books or something like that, because it is a library. So that might be what happens with that. But regardless, you can try to build that relationship. It's not something that I've done, but it's definitely worth it. All right, so I'm off the freeway heading to the book sale. Probably another 10 minutes to get there. That's the other thing, I try to get there a little early, but it doesn't always happen for various reasons. But sometimes the thing about this sale is, you know, it starts at 10, but in the past I showed up at 10 or a couple minutes before, and there's like a line of 20 plus people, and some of them are resellers and some are just, you know, people that are going to buy books for themselves. But I found that it doesn't really matter. I mean, even whether you're first in line or whether you're 30th in line and there's 10 other resellers in front of you, or you're the first reseller, you're only one person. Clearly, if you have a small army of other scanners that you're deploying onto the library sale, then it might be worth it to get in the front. But regardless, you're just gonna go in there. You know, I'm gonna go in there even if I'm behind a bunch of resellers, and I'm just going to go to a section and just start scanning methodically. What I see a lot of them doing is they bounce around. So I'll see someone and they'll scan like 20 books really fast in one section, and then they'll bounce to another section, and they kind of look frantic and like a chicken with its head cut off kind of a deal, which is how I felt when I first started going to these book sales. But you kind of have to be calm and methodical about it, and I highly recommend that you find a section and you stick to it. Not the fiction section, you can look at that at the end, but something nonfiction, you know, whatever it may be. There's a lot of different sections, and you look at that and you go book by book and you scan every one, and then it's up to you whether you want to look up the ones that don't have a barcode. If you feel that it's worth looking up, after a while you kind of figure out what's worth looking up and what's not. But I recommend sticking to a section. If they got, you know, hundreds of books, go through all the books, because what'll happen is people will be so frantic and so overwhelmed that they'll go through a section, but they won't go through it methodically. So they'll miss a lot of books. They'll just skip over them, or they'll just only do a portion of the section and say, oh, I'm not finding anything, so I'm gonna try another section. But I'm gonna almost be able to guarantee you that if you stick to a section, you look through all of the books, you're gonna find some good books, unless it's a sale where they've already pulled all the best books and are selling them online, or their own bookstore, which you kind of need to find out as well. As long as they're not doing that, you should find some decent books. That's the other thing, you know, when you go to a book sale, you need to find out whether, you need to go once at least and see if the books are good and good for FBA, for selling on Amazon. That's kind of what you need to find out. So I'm almost there, guys. I'll be there in like probably less than 5 minutes, and I'm gonna have to cut off the video. It's been almost 12 minutes, so it'll be a short video. But yeah, keep that in mind. You know, make sure you're going to book sales that are worth it. Sometimes you have to go at least once to find out how many other booksellers are there, how many books do they have. I've been to a couple of other big book sales, one in particular that I went to once, and the books were not very good for FBA, so I didn't go back. But it was worth just trying out, just to see, because I had so many books. And yeah, so that's my idea, is that bring a box or boxes or bags, stick to find a section and stick to it and go through it methodically, because you don't want to skip 10 books when there could have been 3 of those that were good for FBA, and maybe even a really high priced one. So kind of stick to your guns with that. Don't worry about other people who are frantically scanning, kind of just look like they're going insane, because you will see that, and they might be newbies, or they might not even be newbies. That's just how they operate, and to me it makes no sense, because I've seen people going through a section sporadically and then leaving it, and then I go through it and I find stuff that they missed. Of course, everyone's parameters are different, but nonetheless, it just seems to always happen. And I'll make another, will hopefully make another video to. Oh, okay. Hello, is it going now? Is it live? Okay, so I lost the internet connection, but anyway, here I am. I don't know what I was talking about. So yeah, be methodical. So bring boxes and bags, be methodical. If you have the time, you know, go through every section, and talk to the people there that work there, and see if you can build a relationship. So those type of things. Be respectful. Some people are not. Some other resellers are not. They're very pushy. They'll cut in front of you, reach across in front of you to grab a book before you do. It's up to you how to handle it. You know, you can say something, or you can just let it go if you don't want to create a scene or whatever. It just depends on how bad they are, because sometimes it can be really, really awful. I've seen some pretty bad stuff. Nothing like, you know, to the degree of people yelling at each other or getting to a physical altercation, but still, people can be pretty rude and in your face. Other resellers, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see now with the fee increases. Maybe people are worse about it or better. I don't know. So yeah, so book sales are good. If you're not doing bulk, book sales can be really great to find a lot of books, and especially if you're one of the few resellers at a book sale, you can really clean up and do pretty well. Keep your eye out for potentially merchant fulfilled books as well, because you might be able to find some that are higher ranked with few offers with prices over $20. at the lower end. So keep your eye out for those as well, because if you're going to buy it for $1 or 50 cents, I still feel that it's worth it. I'm selling merchant fulfilled. Now I have about 80 or so books, and mostly CDs and a dozen or so books listed. And I just sold another merchant fulfilled item yesterday, and I just sold one today. I just saw a notification, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, so I'm about to arrive. I didn't get any questions because it's early on a Saturday, and I didn't tell anybody I was going to be doing this video, so I didn't intend that there would be a lot of people in it. I think there's been at most 5 watching this, but maybe next time we can get some questions and whatnot, because I can't think of anything else at the moment in regards to book sales. But if you're pretty new, then definitely gonna want to go and try out book sales, because it can be a really great place. I found a lot of, I mean, I found some book sales where I made a lot of money off of them. Let's see. So far there's not a line. I'm pulling up to the library. Yeah, there's not a line at all, and I am 20 minutes early. So that's good. That's different than what I've seen in the past. What I've seen in the past is huge lines, even if I showed up like 10 or 15 minutes early. Although maybe the line will start to grow as we get closer, but who knows, guys? Maybe there won't be that many resellers. It'll be interesting. If there's not that many resellers, I could really clean up here and do well. All right, guys, so I don't know what else to say, so I think I'm going to end the video now. If you guys don't have any questions, there's 3 of you watching. Thanks for watching. If you're not watching this live, you're watching it later, ask questions below about book sales if you want. I'll be willing to answer anything that I can, offer any information. If you're new, or even if you've been around, let me know how book sales have been going for you, especially now in the new landscape with the higher fees, and it seems like less sellers, or a lot of sellers that did it in the past have left because of the higher fees. So yeah, here's some books here and over here. I actually went to the thrift store yesterday, and went to 2 different thrift stores and found probably a couple dozen books. So the reason I'm going to book sales and thrift stores is, as I'm doing eBay a lot now, and as I go through the Gaylords and the bulk stuff that I get, I'm selling CDs, a lot of CDs right now, lots, and I just sold a bunch of DVD lots. And so as I finish up that stuff and start to get into the other Gaylords, I'm not doing FBA, I'm not finding FBA stuff, so I need to go out to the sales and to thrift stores to continue to feed FBA, considering that the holidays are now upon us, and I want to send in as much as possible. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now until I get to the point to where I can send in more FBA stuff. So I'm kind of plugging the holes there, if that makes sense. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching, and as always, remember, keep booking.